They say first impressions are long-lasting and important, and my first impression of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is what a confused mess this is. However, it was short-lived, and once I understood that Kingdom Hearts was not taking a traditional rhythm-action approach to a rhythm-action game, I was able to reprogram my game mind to really click with how the game works, and found a deep, rewarding, satisfying and plentiful experience to be had here that I think many rhythm action fans, as well as fans of the Kingdom Hearts series, will thoroughly enjoy. The first thing, and I'll take a while to explain this, so apologies in advance, is that I was coming to this game from the concept and perceptions of how rhythm action games always work. You'll have a chart, obviously, of keys that will come down, and they'll always usually correspond to a very specific button. And what I struggled with Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory initially is that it replicates a chart for all of the different game modes that it has, but it doesn't matter which button of the attack buttons that you hit, it's more about the number of attack buttons that you hit. And that really threw my mind for so long. And that's why I had a really bad first impression, because it just looks chaotic when you're trying to map up. Because it doesn't really tell you that it doesn't matter which buttons you press, so long as you hit an attack button, you're okay. But if you've got one enemy coming towards you, then you'll hit just one button. 2, you'll need to hit 2. 3, you'll need to hit 3. Aside from that, you'll also have a jump button, because you'll need to jump and hit enemies from high, or jump to avoid projectiles and obstacles. You'll also have like the ability to press and hold that jump button and hover, and you'll collect musical notes in like zigzag formats, which was quite cool. And then you'll also have, on the PlayStation 4 version, I'm going to say triangle, which lets you unleash like a magical attack. That's all well and good. But once they kind of explain that initially, it doesn't really kind of tell you how it all kind of combines together, and you have to work it out yourself that it doesn't matter which attack buttons you hit, you just need to hit the certain amount. And then when you're combining that with jumps and then the triangle to kind of do a magic attack or hover, I was getting myself in a pickle. And once that kind of clicked that it was the number, not which buttons, then it made sense. And then I was off and away with Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. So apologies if I've really laboured a point there, but it really tripped me up for like the first probably 90 minutes of me playing, and it still trips me up now because I get so used to playing rhythm action games where charts and positions of things is so key to the experience that I can't reprogram my game back out of it all the time. So whenever I dive in, I always have this kind of like first go fumble. So yeah, there's 3 different ways of playing Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory across the 140 plus tracks that are in the game, and they represent all of the games in the Kingdom Hearts universe, and I absolutely love that everything is included. Not their entire soundtracks, but most of the key pieces are all here and represented. And it's done through an excellent story mode as well, which focuses on Kairi for once for the majority of the story, although its sidelines are a little bit towards the end, which I was a bit annoyed at. She's always a bit sidelined, that poor girl. And it's trying to kind of make sense of the story at a very like horizon scanning level, which is really helpful because the Kingdom Hearts story is absolutely, well, it's worse than a Boy Scout's knot. There's 3 different types of rhythm action game that's going on here. The first one is where you're running along with enemies and you need to kind of hit them as they come towards you, and that's all well and good because you can kind of see that and get them all spotted, and you're running around the different levels and environments that are coming from the games, which is great. The second one then takes it much more into a musical staff version of the game, and this is normally through Utada Hikaru's vocal themes as well as anything from Kingdom Hearts 3. You're not running through environments, you're floating and flying over video backdrops of the actual game itself because it's much more high HD gameplay that they're looking at. And this is where it kind of all clicked what I was saying earlier, because instead of enemies, it's musical notes. And then I was like, so 2 musical notes, 2 attack buttons, 3 musical notes, 3 attack buttons. And that was when it clicked. And I was like, I get what the game's doing now. I intrinsically found these levels to be the easiest because they're much more spacious, less visual clutter going on the screen, and it just kind of worked for me, those ones. The third and final type is a boss battle, and these take the staff and change it into a crescent moon, and they kind of fly in from the sides. And the interesting thing about this is that although you do have HP across all of the different things, the bosses will go into like attack and defense modes. So you'll need to kind of make combos through the defense stuff so that you don't get hurt so much on HP and then potentially lose the game. But then you need to make sure that you can kind of make all of your attacks count at the same time as well. I didn't notice that the songs kind of re-looped back round if you was really terrible or not. It was just you get a final score, but it was an interesting way to try and make it slightly different and a bit more up the ante for you. As you play through the game, you get more XP, which levels up that HP so that you can kind of see whether or not how many mistakes it's going to make before you fail, basically. And each song has 3 different difficulty levels, like an easy, medium and hard. The game itself also allows and offers you potions, and it also gives you like an unlockable Mickey Mouse that will follow you behind your main trio of characters in the different groups that you have. And if you select Mickey Mouse, he'll basically like auto potion you as you're going through, which is really, really helpful if you're going for some of those extreme things, because songs are rated between a scale of 1 to 15, and those 13, 14, 15s are proper tricky. You can get through them, but if you're looking for anything near a max combo, you'll have to learn and repeat and learn and repeat and really go for it. The way how the game works is that as you're going through story mode, and just in general, to be fair, whenever you complete a song, you'll get given some kind of currency which you can then take into your shop. And inside the shop, you've got a synthesizing option. And what you do is you take the gems and then you can create new collectible cards, unlockable CGs, unlockable like behind the scenes concept art and stuff like that. But you can also unlock new songs as well at the same time, or synthesize things if you need more potions to restore health, or Mickey Mouse kind of help in the background. And that's all good because there's an absolute ton of unlockables for you to play with should you want to go down that route, and I strongly urge you to do so because Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is packed with content. Not only will all of the songs take you several hours to just get through once, you then need to, if you're even aiming vaguely for the platinum, you'll need to play them all on 3 different difficulties, as well as max comboing 50 of them on each difficulty as well. You also then have the ability to take that into a battle mode as well. And there's 2 options for this, and it's quite interesting. The first one is that you can play against AI competitors who are kind of leveled up and ranked based on their own XP. So if you've played through story mode, you'll probably be around level 50, something like that maybe. And that will give you a certain amount of HP for you to kind of survive having mischiefs and missing enemies and things coming towards you. And the reason why that's important is because in battle mode, you'll be triggering attacks to send to the other person that you're battling. And that'll be things like making things disappear before they hit you, or only appearing right at the last second, or making things speed up twice as fast. There's all different things that it will do, and they proper bugger you up because they stack. So whilst fun things going on and it's not weared out, if someone's completely full comboing as they're going along, they'll send over another attack really quickly as well. And you're like, ah! So I found that really interesting and intriguing. You can also take that online and go up against other real people as well, and that works nice and smoothly. And although I struggled and failed miserably quite a few times, it was a good laugh to have. It's by no means not the main kind of thing that you need, and as you play through and unlock various different songs in the story mode, they'll all appear in like the main kind of just drop in and play mode. You also have daily challenges as well, where different songs will appear as like Song of the Day for you to kind of go in and have a go at as well. And then that can go up for like an online leaderboard, I believe. Although I haven't really dived too much into that because there's just so much content elsewhere and I'm too busy trying to unlock all of the collectible stuff, that this is a game that will keep replaying and repaying you for hours and hours to come. Just remember though that it's going to take you, especially if you're a rhythm action game, that first like hour was a real Marmite moment for me because I was enjoying the experience but hating it at the same time, thinking, why have you done it like this? This is stupid. And then it wasn't until I saw the kind of musical staff version of the game where I was like, and it all clicked and made sense. So bear with it past the first hour and I think that you will absolutely thoroughly enjoy it. It just needed a better tutorial that explained some of its key intricacies, I think. So written review will be over on highplayinggames.com. Thank you very much for watching, and you guys take care. Boysy boy. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane-network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.